At ease, brothers. Man, I wanted to share something with y'all this morning, man. And what I wanted to share is really all I want to say, man, is don't abandon that mission, man. Like, don't abandon the mission. And the reason I want to talk about that now is because, we're probably a week or so deep into the new year. A lot of brothers made resolutions, not even about resolutions. A lot of brothers put things into place a year ago, 6 months ago, 3 months ago, and they started on this journey. And at some point in time, man, a lot of brothers will just wave the white flag and bow out gracefully and do something else. But I'm telling you, brothers, man, if you don't abandon that mission, man, it's guaranteed to pan out. And I'm not on here talking some cliched fairy tale, because I fully understand, man. This kind of talk is so common that it's washed out, that it's drained out, that it really has no power behind it anymore. But I'm telling you, bro, from life experience, man, and I'm not the wisest, I'm not the smartest. I haven't gone through every single thing. But brother, I can tell you this, man, in 48 years of living, I've seen enough things to where I know that if you don't abandon the mission, man, you will win. It may not look exactly like you thought it was. It may even take a little longer, But if you don't abandon it, man, that threshold you're trying to across, man, that dollar amount, that certain person in your life, that lifestyle on everything I know, bro. If you can just stay the course, man, it will pan out. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is this. One of the things is you can't be scared to do the work, man. It used to just be where I would look at people and shake my head, but now it's getting to the point where it bothers me, man, when a person wants a certain result without doing the work associated with getting that result, man. And when I say the work, of course, I'm talking about on both extremes. I'm talking about the inner work and the physical work. I'm not going to sit here and talk about what that inner work entails, right? I'll leave a link, man. Go and watch that video I made where I was talking about the ring of fire. Go watch that video. I'll leave a link, when it comes to that inner work. This is the thing when it comes to inner work, man, because there are some similarities between the inner work and the outer work. They both get neglected due to the same type of distractions. Of course, we can look at the physical realm and think about how things can distract us, but you got to understand the inner work, you can be distracted just as well. Because once you attempt to go into isolation, man, and do that work, you got to understand that the world is still trying to pull you out, bro. A lot of times you're going to be trying to go in and you might be living life in a period of somewhat isolation or in hermit mode. And you got to understand, as you're doing this inner work, as you're just going through in cruise control, working on yourself, the world is trying to extract you out. No, let's move like this is what your partners are saying. No, let's move like that is what your pops or your uncle or your aunt is saying. The woman in your life is saying, no, let's do all these things. This is how we're supposed to look. Let's put on this image when you're trying to do the work to get to the end goal. I'm telling you, bro, if you stay the course, if you know what's going on, don't abandon the mission, man, and don't let nobody else pull you from the mission or pull you from the work that's associated with the mission. So not only just the inner work, but the outer work. And that goes without saying. We ain't even got to talk about that. We don't even have to talk about when you start, blocking your time, how that phone is going to ring more than it wants to, than it used to. Or how when you start blocking your time or cutting out those weekends, how all those women you ain't talked to in 6 months, all of a sudden want to hang out. You know what I'm saying? All those distractions, man. You know what I'm saying? One thing you got to understand this too, man, because we talk about distractions all the time, right? And I give a shout out to my brother, Felix. We were just talking about this over the last 24, 48 hours, man. About the biggest distraction is yourself, man. The biggest distraction from you doing the physical work, inner work too, is yourself. And what me and Brother Felix were talking about, man, and what it is just that as you're stepping into that new version of you, that old truth is steadily calling. Sometimes it ain't nobody there. Sometimes it ain't nobody jumping in the DM, but ain't nobody trying to fly in. It ain't no partners trying to say, let's hang out. Sometimes it's just you. There have been times, man, where I've been sitting at this house where I had a whole 24 hours to my day. I woke up in the morning, 24 hours to myself. I would wake up in the morning and have a game plan, and come the end of the day, I look up, man, and only 20 or 30% of what I said I was going to do got done. And I'll look back and say, well, what in the cornbread hell was I doing? And I'll be like, man, I was on the gram. I was on the book. I was walking around doing nothing. I was in there getting snacks when I wasn't even hungry. A lot of times your greatest distraction is going to be you, brothers. It's going to be you. But the thing is, you can't possibly expect to get to that goal, which I promise you'll get to if you don't do the work. And if that goal you're trying to get to doesn't even require work, then the goal ain't big enough. The goal ain't big enough. If you're trying to go from $75,000 to $77,000 a year, you know what I'm saying? If you're trying to go from 280 to 265 pounds a year, you really ain't got to go inside and do no work, man. You really just kind of tighten up on the way you are. But brother, we all about quantum leaping, man. We all about 2025 looking completely different than any other year prior to this, man. And it takes us sitting still, going inside, saying, what in the hell do I got to do to get there? What version of me must exist? Right? And then turning to the right and doing it. And turning to the right and doing it, bro. So what I want to say is, man, you can't be scared of doing the work, man. The second thing you got to understand, man, when I say don't abandon the mission, is you got to be on the lookout for the ops, man. I'll say it like that. You have to be on the lookout for the ops. You got to understand that if you're doing nothing for your growth, if you're doing absolutely nothing for your growth, odds are you won't have too many enemies, if any. You won't have anybody trying to throw you off course. You won't have anybody on the sidelines whispering about how you're moving, what you're doing, what you're not doing. You really won't have that. But you got to understand, man, as soon as you start putting that work in, the ops will arise, man. You'll have enemies that you didn't even know existed. It's like, bro, like you don't even know me. Like, you don't even know me. What are you talking about? The rough part is some of those ops will be the same people on your same team. Sometimes some of those ops will be the people walking in the trenches with you. You've been walking for years with somebody. Y'all M16 down. Y'all are knocking down life. But as soon as you say, you know what, I'm finna move a little different. Like, I want a little bit more. I want to do more than I did in the previous version of my life, man. The people that are shoulder to shoulder with you, right, will be the first ones that you turn around and find a barrel to your head. Will be the first ones to put a barrel to your head, man. The ones you done slept in the woods with, man. The ones you done went to war with will be the first ones to turn on you. So a lot of times, man, you got to understand, a lot of times when I, you know, if I don't want to abandon this mission, man, a lot of times I got to roll on this mission solo. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you got to roll solo, man. And, you know, I'll be honest with myself. If it's one weakness that I identify in myself, that I call a weakness in myself, as much as I love brotherhood and love, you know, communion and all that stuff, man, it's a challenge for me. I'll say it like that. It's a challenge for me to work in teams. As much as I love camaraderie, when I'm on a mission, man, and I call it a challenge because I don't call it the best attribute of myself. It's a challenge for me, man, to work in teams and grow, because I know how quick people will swap up on you. I've seen it a number of times. Not saying there aren't good people that can help you thrive, but it's like, man, it's just a better environment for me to grow solo at times. Right. And of course, I'm trying to get over that, man. Of course, it's me putting people in my circle that I can vibe with and I trust. And the brothers I got close to me like right now, I trust these brothers, man. I'll say that much, right? But you got to understand, man, that a lot of people that will, put that barrel to your head when you're trying to level up will be those that walk with you. And the closest to you, man, whether it's your blood brothers, whether it's the brothers you've been knowing since first grade, whether it's the woman in your life. Matter of fact, what I'm saying is the person that when you're in the foxhole, the person that's back to back with you, the person that's watching your six, you got to understand that person will be the first one to put a blade in your back. I don't know how many of y'all ever been in a hostile situation, man. I don't know how many of y'all have never been in just an extreme situation, man, where every moment counted and every person in your vicinity, whether you liked them or not, whether they had a different creed, religion, whatever, like if that person wasn't there, your life would be in much more danger. Like they're a solid teammate. You got to understand what it would feel like to turn around and the person that your life that's watching your six is the one putting a knife in your back. You got to understand, man, when you're on this mission, bro, you got to understand when I say look out for your ops, that shit can go down, man. So all I'm saying is keep a lookout for your ops, bro, because they're coming. They're coming. And a lot of times and I say this all the time, your ops can be old versions of your life, old female friends, old partners you run across at the gas station and want to talk about 1994. Energetically, they're your ops, man. So when I say don't abandon the mission, man, stay on that mission, man, but understand that the ops are coming, man. And third, I'll say this, bro. When it comes down to you accomplishing that mission, man, and I believe this is the most important thing. This is the most important thing, man. Like you have to walk in your knowing, bro. This is by far the most important thing. This is by far the most important thing. When I say you got to walk in your knowing, man, you got to understand that when you travel this journey toward accomplishing that mission, you got to understand that your life is going to do a lot of things. Your life is going to go through many seasons. Your life is going to go through some times, man, where you're on a high horse and you can see the mission. You can see the goal right over the horizon. And sometimes it's going to be where times are a little bit rougher. But it's all part of the journey. Like it's all part of the journey. But the thing is, you have to consistently walk in your knowing. And what I mean by that is either, regardless if you're high or if you're at a low point, you have to stay centered. Energetically, you have to stay centered, man. Meaning regardless of what people say about you, regardless of what people do, never let them take you off center, bro. Because that's the only way you can get there. Like you gotta understand, man, that a lot of people will try to get you off center and won't even really understand they're doing it. They won't. A lot of people, I believe, subconsciously, on a subconscious level, they don't understand that they're trying to take you off mission. But all I'm saying is understand when you're on this journey. When I say don't abandon it, stay locked in. Understand, man, things are going to be happening in the background. Good times will be happening. The bottom will be falling out. The old world will be crumbling. Sometimes you'll be celebrating things. It's like don't even get too involved in the many victories. Stay centered, bro. And what I'm really saying is stay true to who you are. Stay aligned with your truth, man. And I'm almost tired of saying that word, man, but there's no other word more important to me on this planet besides truth. Because your truth is your everything. It's your ammunition. It's your fuel. It's your compass. It's your food. Your truth is everything, man. So when you're on this mission, when I say walk in your knowing or stay aligned, I'm saying stay in your truth. I'm saying stay in your truth and never come out of it, man. Because every single thing on this planet is gonna try to bring you out, man. I promise it's gonna try to bring you out. But once you get to that goal, man, once you get to that level where you say, you know what, I'm trying to get to this level on as far as my finances, and you get there and you look around, it'll all be worth it, bro. It'll all be worth it, I promise. When you get to that weight goal, when you get to that relationship goal, when you get to that career goal, and you turn around and you look back, and all you see back there, man, is war zone. All you see are the landmines you stepped on. All you see are the tanks and the deceased soldiers you had to go head to head with. It'll be all worth it, man. It'll be all worth it. And then when it's time to go toward that next mission, man, it's like, you know what? I remember the first. I remember my last mission. So that discernment will be a little bit better, man. You'll be able to give the Heisman to some of these hoes when they come in the DM. You'll be able to tell some of them partners like, nah, man, it was good catching up, man. But hey, you know what? I'll see you in the next lifetime. You'll have more discernment, bro. But all I'm saying is this, man. Just don't abandon the mission. Just don't do it. Like even if you had a goal to get somewhere or get to a certain point of life or whatever in 6 months, 3 months, a year, and it takes you 2 years, it takes you 4 years, don't come out of that, man. Just keep going and doing that work, saying, okay, you know what? I don't see myself getting closer to that goal, or I see myself plateauing. That's when you got to go back inside and do that work again. Let me go back in solitude and see where I'm going wrong. Let me see what it is I'm missing. Let me see what it is I got to add to my daily rituals. Let me see what it is I got to eliminate from my lifestyle to get there. Because I promise you're going to get there, man. And I promise you, man, when you get there, all those people that doubted you, your old boss at your job that said, hey, you know what? If you quit today, if you quit in the middle of Corona, you crazy. If you quit in the middle of Corona, like, are you crazy for quitting your job when the world is doing what it's doing? But once you get to that threshold, man, once those people back there are looking at you win, they're going to say, I'm going to tell you like this. They won't even be able to congratulate you, man. They won't even be able to congratulate you. Because they'll be like, dang it, like the whole time. Now I see where he was going. Now I see where she was going. And the whole time I was the op. Whole time I was the op. How can I even possibly go tell that brother or sister, good job, I see what you're doing, when I was the one trying to hold them back? So, brother, when you get to that point, because you will, when you get to that point, and you will, you don't want any congratulations from anybody, man. All you want to do, man, is take your 5 minutes and go back into that solitude and just thank God, bro. Thank God for giving you the courage to think outside of the box, for one. Thank God for giving you the lungs to maintain the race, even when it looked like, dang, bro, like things aren't panning out, or people are against me, or why is the world doing this? Thank God for saying, you know what? Thank you for giving me just enough ounce of energy to keep on going, even when it looked like it wasn't going to work. You know what I'm saying? That's when you build that rapport with God. That's when you really build that rapport with God, because when the bottom falls out, when you stepping on landmines, it's easy for everybody to get on bended knee and say, oh, Father God, please show me what's going on. It's easy then. But when the commas are in the bank, bro, when the baddie is walking around the crib, when the fridge is full, when the gas tanks is full, When the electric bills and the water bills are paid off for the whole year, that's when you need to go talk to God, man. When it's good. When it seems like you don't need that source, that's when you need to be there. That's when you need to be in that state of gratitude, right? So all I'm saying is, brother, 2025 going to be a different year. Never abandon the mission, brothers.